Everybody, welcome to More Trades. We had an interesting move up yesterday, and as I always say, since we're still in sort of a bearish market, I would say I would short the rips. And I always say that whenever we see a quick move up, as we saw yesterday, this green candle that took us all the way up, I would be looking for a short and not a long. There's so many people that open shorts in the highs over here, and there were a lot of liquidations. So I did short the high. Well, not the total high. I entered at 27,212 around that price and shorted the way down. What do I expect now from Bitcoin? For today and into the FOMC, which will be on Wednesday, I believe there is a good chance we could recover this now. Not necessarily now, but I mean very soon, maybe today, tomorrow, or a few days. As we saw over here, I was talking about recovering this big insufficiency over here. We did had a small pump that looks like what we had yesterday. You see this pattern that played out over here gave us another dump, and this pattern gave us a pump. Now we eventually came and recovered. I was talking about this weeks ago. When it happened, I said we're going to recover this. It took us from the end of August up to the 19th, 18th to recover it. So it could take a while. We could chop around into the FOMC or even longer. But what I was looking for, essentially, I was telling my Discord group to watch this level. And the reason being is that we had the 4-hour 800 EMA here in purple. You could see it. And the 0.786 retracement of this big move down. However, we didn't get it, but I did enter a short after I saw momentum is to the downside. Now for today, we're going to have the London session opening very soon. You might get a push up because, as you can see, Asia pushed us down. New York pushed us down, and Asia sort of held the range. It gave us a small dip, forming a double bottom. And I can tell you by just looking at it, we could have maybe retraced it 0.618 retracement. This bottom pumped, and the retracements around hit the 0.618, possibly the 0.786. So if we take a fib retracement, that's usually a nice target for a double bottom, 0.786. So nothing is guaranteed in trading, but when you see this is when you say, okay, I might chance along until resistance. Now resistance would have been the 50 EMA, so you'd have taken it from 26 around 26,653, depending on what exchange you look at, all the way up to 26,850. So that's a $200 move. And when you get here, somewhere around here, you'd be watching the charts to see if any bearish reaction or you're going to have to move to the upside. Now the 15-minute has moved above the 50 EMA at the moment. And I'm going to take a look at stochastics to see if we are having a crossover telling us we're going to move down. Over here, you see we didn't have a crossover yet. We might have a bit more of a pump, possibly till that 27.2. It's very possible to come all the way and recover yesterday's pump. As yesterday, the dump wasn't expected. When you were looking at this pump, you did not anticipate or think, or majority of traders would be thinking long when you see this pump, riding the momentum to the upside and holding the trade and praying to God it doesn't go down. Well, when I was going up, I was just looking for the short confirmation. I didn't get it all the way here, but once I saw a double top forming here, which again, if you pull a Fibonacci, and while it's happening, you would see this happening, and once you get down and you see a wick, then you can assume you might be coming down. So if you pull a Fibonacci from the high to the low, you could see we hit the 0.786 on the second peak, and that would be a signal for you to go down. Now what I'm expecting today might not happen, but it looks like there might be a push up. We got sort of rejection yesterday around the high average daily range, and that's yesterday's high over here, and we came all the way down to some pivot points. Now if we come up all the way to 27.1 or 27.80, it's 27.75, and you get a rejection over there, meaning a wick, a candle that shows their momentum's about to shift to the other side, it could come down all the way down to around 26k. Fed meetings on Wednesday, so markets are maybe reacting or pricing in bullish Fed, dovish Fed. So maybe we're going to have a run up into the Fed meeting, and after it happens, then it will be Wednesday, Thursday, you get the reversal and you start dumping again. Well, let's see how it plays out. Either way, no one can tell you where it can go. But next level I'm watching for is, I said the 2775, let's say 2780, 27,080. Let's look if we have any confluence there to tell us that that is a likely point. So what I will do is I'll pull a Fibonacci retracement from yesterday's high over here and bring it all the way down to yesterday's low. My golden pocket is at 27,095. Perfect, matches with 27,080. So I think we could come there and that's when I'll be looking for resistance. The trade might not be a swing, it might be just a scalp, but that's how you trade them. So short term, we might move up. Let's see how it plays out. And if we do come down to the downside, then I would say I would look for a swing failure below last week's low. That's at 24,887 on the daily time frame. Let's go into a smaller time frame. That might not happen in one day. On a smaller time frame, I can see us coming down below 26,400, 26,600, wicking below it to liquidate the early longs and continue lower. Now, if we are in a correction to the downside and we're going to continue pumping, then wait a minute, I need to look at this. Now, assuming this is a big wave to the downside, all right, so we're gonna see how far or how low could we go, because we had this big dump over here, August 18th, August 17th, 18th. We had the pump, a retracement, and we had a newer low. Now, if I'm gonna say this move down from here was very impulsive, it could be a 1, 2, or an A and a B. Now, I'm gonna give you down targets. And before this down target gets hit, we might have some chop in here. It might take a while. Chop, feeble pumps, small pumps, and we go to yesterday's high, somewhere here. We could come down to 24,112 or 22,083. Those are the targets I'm looking at. Now, just remember, I said that yesterday I mentioned in my group to watch the 0.786, but we also had the 800 EMA, which was at around 27,380. Our 800 EMA was over there, and as you can see, that candle that hit up, that wick hit perfectly over there. So yeah, that's my update on Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and join the free Discord. More trades. I'm out.